Good morning. I'm Frank Buckley. The search continues for a one-year-old boy after he was kidnapped last night from a local home. What you need to know about this Amber Alert just ahead.
Good morning. I'm Carlos Herrera. USC commencement ceremonies are now underway, and pro-Palestinian demonstrators say they will be protesting all week here on campus. How the university is responding and what graduates are saying this morning. That's coming up next.
I'm Eric Spillman. One day after the most dramatic testimony so far in the Trump trial, did it go too far? The highlights coming up.
Good morning. I'm Jessica Holmes. Our state's highest court hearing a case today that would make it harder for California lawmakers to raise taxes. We'll explain.
And welcome everyone to Beardsley Dual Immersion Academy. Mrs. Hannah, she is another California Teacher of the Year that we are honoring this morning. Coming up, we're gonna meet her. Let's go in the costume. Stick with me.
Good morning, I'm Sam Rubin. New here at 10 o'clock. They won the Amazing Race, and now they're doing something even more amazing. You'll meet the couple who conquered the reality TV show, see what they are up to now. And if you're a big fan of Lady Gaga, particularly her pop hits, we have good news for you. It's coming up.
And we've got great news for you in the weather forecast. Mostly sunny skies, warm temperatures. Things are starting to warm up as we're getting closer and closer to summertime. In the valleys of the Inland Empire, we're going to be reaching into the 80s. And then for the beaches, getting up into the 70s. That's just a beautiful shot this morning. 68 coastal downtown today, 78. 84 in the San Fernando Valley. 78 in the high desert. Inland Empire, 82 in Orange County Inland, 77 degrees. Jessica.
Mark, thank you. We continue following that breaking news in Linwood this morning. A large plume of smoke still billowing into the air, as you see here. Firefighters working to put out the flames at a commercial structure there. KTLA's Rich Prickett live in Sky 5 HD with the latest. Looks like a little less in the way of smoke and no active flames that we can see from this shot, Rich.
Jessica, you're right. A lot less active fire, more smoke and steam that's coming out from this commercial fire. They've been on scene here for about 2 hours fighting this fire here in Linwood, around the corner of Wright Road and Cortlandt Street. And we believe this might be some sort of a clothing company or warehouse. We're seeing a lot of that material being pulled out from the doors, which you can see are badly burned here. They have at least 3 aerial ladders that are spraying water into portions of the roof that had collapsed. So they are getting plenty of water onto it. They're keeping the firefighters on the ground outside of the building, at least for now, and they've done a great job at keeping it from preventing it from spreading to any of the nearby businesses. You can see all the material that surrounded this building. So fortunately for them, it is contained to this one lot. They have brought in some heavy machinery here to help shift through the debris, and this will also be part of the mop-up phase, which will happen after they get this completely out. So firefighters will be here for a while along Wright Road. You can see the amount of resources that are here just outside of Firebaugh High School. Now, we saw some students walking around the campus, but for the most part, they are keeping them indoors. They're bringing all the sporting activities into the gymnasium, and that will likely be the case throughout the day. But firefighters will remain here on the corner of Cortlandt and Wrightwood for the next several hours. Live in Sky 5, I'm Rich Prickett. Send it back to you in Hollywood.
Okay, Rich, we appreciate that update there. We'll continue to follow that out of Linwood this morning. Breaking news now, an Amber Alert has been issued for a missing one-year-old boy. CHP says Weston Landrum was abducted yesterday by his father, 46-year-old Wesley Williams in West Covina. They were last seen at about 9 p.m. last night on North Grand Avenue. Police say the boy has blonde hair and blue eyes. He was wearing camouflage pants and a gray shirt. Suspect, described as 6 feet, 1 inch tall, has brown hair and blue eyes. He was last seen wearing a Hawaiian shirt and jeans. He has a wing tattoo on the front of his neck, and police are looking for a white 2014 Toyota Tacoma pickup truck.
Commencement ceremonies for USC's various schools are underway now. The university canceled the main stage ceremony, citing unspecified safety concerns. The school stepped up security on campus after demonstrators threatened to disrupt graduation ceremonies. KTLA's Carlos Herrera live in University Park with the details for us. Carlos, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Franca. The handful of commencement ceremonies, celebrations going on at several locations here on campus have been underway for about an hour and a half. Now they started at 8:39 a.m. There'll be a handful of them going on for the rest of the week. There's security measures in place, and they will only beef up as the day goes by. Now take a look here. About 18,000 of these graduates will be receiving their degrees in the next 4 days. We saw a lot of them arriving early here on campus, many of them excited, wearing their caps and their gowns, and most of them told us that they're expecting their commencement events to be disrupted by some sort of protest here, and they hope the university is prepared for it. Now, dozens of pro-Palestinian demonstrators gathered on campus yesterday. They chanted and held signs, some of them reading, "End all U.S. aid to Israel." The group told us that they plan on protesting at all commencement celebrations this week. As a result, the university has beefed up security measures. Campus is closed to everyone but students and staff, and all commencement events are ticketed. But graduates this morning, like Philippe Howie, are questioning themselves, and they aren't too sure it'll be enough to keep protesters away.
I mean, I understand their point of view. I just hope it's the situation stays safe for everyone involved, for the parents, for the graduating students, and for the protesters. Today is not just about today, it's about my journey throughout the 6 years. And I also, like I said, I understand their point of view, where they're coming from. Lately it's been very restrictive, very tight security, so I think it should be safe enough for everyone.
The controversy began last month after the university pulled valedictorian Asna Tabazum's commencement speech. University officials said her pro-Palestinian social media posts put her safety at risk. That decision sparked uproar. Just days later, 93 demonstrators were arrested. After trying to occupy Alumni Park, they demanded that the university divest from all Israeli ties. It all eventually led to the cancellation of the university's annual main stage graduation ceremony. But in lieu of it, they will be holding, or will have the opportunity to gather for a university-wide Trojan family graduation ceremony. It'll be held at the Coliseum tomorrow night. It is a ticketed event, and security there is also expected to be tight again. As we come back at our live, the university says it expects these demonstrations to carry on for the rest of the week. Frank and Jessica, we'll send it back to you.
Okay, Carlos, thank you for that this morning. Today, California Supreme Court is hearing arguments on a November ballot measure that would make it harder for the state to raise taxes. The measure requires all new and higher taxes to be approved by voters. Right now, the state legislature can raise taxes with a 2/3 vote in both the Senate and Assembly. Governor Gavin Newsom and other state Democrats are suing to remove the ballot measure, which is sponsored by business groups. Newsom's group argues the measure would remove taxing authority from the legislature and amounts to illegally revising California's constitution. TikTok is suing the U.S. government over a new law that could result in the ban of the app in the U.S. TikTok filed that lawsuit yesterday, calling the law a, quote, unprecedented violation of the First Amendment. U.S. contends the app is a national security threat because its parent company, China-based ByteDance, could be forced to turn over customer data to the Chinese government. Last month, President Biden signed a bill to ban the app unless ByteDance sells to a non-Chinese owner.
Porn star Stormy Daniels is expected to return to the witness stand tomorrow in the hush money trial of former President Donald Trump. Court is dark today. Yesterday, she went into explicit details about an alleged encounter she had with the former president. He denies it happened. KTLA's Eric Spillman in the newsroom with more. Eric, good morning.
Morning, Frank. The day after the most dramatic testimony in this trial, legal analysts are raising questions. Was Stormy Daniels' testimony about her encounter with Donald Trump too explicit? Did prosecutors go too far with the steamy details? At times, Donald Trump appeared uncomfortable during her testimony. At one point, the judge told Trump's lawyers he could hear Trump cursing and that would have to stop. Stormy Daniels told the story of how she met Trump at a Lake Tahoe golf event in 2006. She testified Trump had his bodyguard get her phone number and that she went to dinner with him because she thought it might help her career. He told her he might be able to get her on his TV show, The Apprentice. Later, in his hotel room, Daniels asked about Melania, Trump's wife. She testified he said, "Oh, don't worry about that. We don't sleep in the same room." At one point in the conversation, Daniels testified Trump told her she reminded him of his daughter. Later, she went to the bathroom and came out to find Trump on the hotel bed in his boxers and a t-shirt. She testified, "At first I was just startled. I wasn't expecting to see him there, especially minus a lot of clothes. I had that moment where I felt the room spun in slow motion. I felt the blood leave my hands and my feet like you do if you stand up too fast. I was just like, what did I misread to get here?" Daniels said she tried to leave and Trump stood up near the door, but she testified the two of them ended up having sex. Quote, "I never said I was drugged. I was not drunk. There was an imbalance of power for sure. He was bigger and blocking the way, but I was not threatened either verbally or physically. The next thing I know is I was on the bed, I had my clothes and my shoes off." End quote. Daniels testified that Trump never told her to keep their encounter a secret, but she said that in 2016, when Trump was running for president, she asked her manager to see if anybody was interested in buying her story. She testified that after the release of the Access Hollywood tape, Trump's fixer, Michael Cohen, paid her $130,000 to keep silent. Now, during cross-examination, Trump's defense lawyer attacked Daniels' credibility, suggesting she was motivated by money and that her story had changed over the years. Loyola law professor Jessica Levinson says she expects to see more of that when Daniels goes back on the witness stand tomorrow.
I think the defense needs to be careful on cross-examination. Stormy Daniels has been so far sympathetic on the stand. I think if it looks like they're beating up on her, if it looks like they're too aggressive, then any points they might try to land really wouldn't be as effective.
Now, after court yesterday, Trump complained to reporters. He said he could be campaigning in states like New Hampshire, Georgia, and Wisconsin, but he said he was not able to do that because he was stuck in court, in trial. Well, court is dark today. Testimony does not start up again until tomorrow, but today, Trump has no campaign events scheduled. That's the latest from the newsroom. We'll send it back to you.
Eric, thank you. Prince Harry back in the UK to celebrate the 10th anniversary of his Invictus Games. However, he won't be able to visit his dad, King Charles III. Royal Palace says the king has a, quote, busy schedule. Reps for Prince Harry released a statement saying the Duke of Sussex is understanding of his father's commitments and hopes to see him soon. Last time Harry saw his father in person was in February after the king was diagnosed with cancer.
All right, it is 10:11. And are we in the May Gray situation? Or
May Gray, but it's starting to clear out in a lot of areas. We were looking at the shot from the beach right
Yeah.
here, just behind me, and it's looking pretty good at Huntington Beach. Other areas, Long Beach, it was pretty overcast. So, but on and off, things are going to be clearing out, and that is just a very inviting shot. You get a little bit of breeze. The waves are coming in pretty good. People playing volleyball on that white sandy beach. Looks very inviting. Here we go. Temperature right now, downtown, 65.